The Texas Law of Parties. 2 reasons why the Texas Law of Parties is unconstitutional and rooted from a racist statute. Why should we reform the Law of Parties statute? The Texas LOP, aka Criminal Responsibility for the Conduct of Another, was created in the 1970 legislative session. We deemed the statute during that time fair and just. In 1972, the death penalty was abolished in America. In 1974, during the legislative session, that statute was changed into the unconstitutional version that is cited today. However, there was no death penalty to apply 7.02b to in 1974. In 1976, the death penalty was reinstated. Therefore, cases that were processed under the new 7.02 wording now, by default, handed down the death sentence, though the death penalty didn't exist when the statute was created in 1974. It should be completely rewritten. Why should we reform the Law of Parties statute? The Texas Law of Parties statute 7.02b is worded in the vision of the 1740 Slave Code of South Carolina, Article 17, which permitted slaves to be executed if a slave attempted to raise insurrection in its providence, or entice a slave to run away, or aid and abet that slave shall suffer death. The South Carolina Slave Code reads identical to today's Law of Parties statute, and in the vision of this country seeking to dismantle the racism sown in its institutions and neighborhoods, the Law of Parties should be rewritten to reflect fairness and equality. We believe that the criteria of Senate Bill 1437 should be the standard across America for any person facing a law of party charge. We recognize a historic victory for justice reform in California, where Governor Brown signs Senate Bill 1437 into law. This is Jeff Wood, Rudy Medrano, and Kenneth Foster Jr. All 3 of these gentlemen have law of party cases where they were either sentenced to death or life in prison. We do know that there are at least 12 more law of party cases where the individuals are on death row. What will be achieved when we reform the law of party statute? A constitutional statute that grants equal protection under the law, preventing the sentence of death or life in prison for those individuals who were not culpable of capital murder, and a decline in the mass incarceration population by allowing people to pay their debt to society and reintegrate. About the author of this presentation, I am Salandria Johnson. My email is salandriajohnson@gmail.com. I'm an organizer and an activist with Cut 50/Empathy Network, and I'm also a psychology major at Grand Canyon University. Currently in America, people are waking up to the horrors of mass incarceration, and one of the issues that greatly plagues our criminal justice system is excessive sentencing. The righteous task that I am undertaking is to bring awareness to what is called the felony murder rule, aka the Law of Parties. I have found my passion in fighting for those who can't fight for themselves, speaking up for those who are silenced, and providing support to those who need it. This passion has put me in the path of becoming a grassroots organizer. I believe that if we believe it, we can achieve it. Through these experiences, I have decided to further my education and activity by becoming a lawyer, whereas I can have the most impact as a servant of the people. It is my hope to utilize this opportunity with the Empathy Network /Cut 50 to make these dreams a reality for myself and for others. Thank you.